Well, we got the boat out last night, about 3:30 in the morning, and one of the things I knew was going to happen is whenever I started pulling on it and I had it rolling, is I was going to have to cut my ropes loose. So what I did is you can see it, tied these orange life vests to my lines, so when I'd cut them loose, we'd be able to come back and find them. And then I used this Cajun anchor as a marker. I put a beer can on it so I could see it. It looks like this bird is pretty appreciative of that, so he's found it pretty helpful. There's my pole back there. Oh, bird just flew off. Oh no, it's still on. There's my pole back there. That was my original marker. Looks like a bird's taking a liking to it too. So I've got one line right here with an orange life vest. Got another orange line right here with an orange life vest. So I got two lines. Should have three, so I may have lost one. We'll keep looking around. And we just found our third life jacket, which is our third anchor line and rope. Apparently we drug one of the ropes and anchors quite a way, 500-600 yards at least, all the way into the cut. But we got it. So we got a couple ropes and anchors here we salvaged, and then we're gonna pull this third one up. It's like a little Easter egg hunt. We got it, babe. There's the boat sitting in the bayou, all nice and floating, nice and unstuck. All right, we are in John's Bayou here. It is Thursday in the month of October. I don't really know when. This is my buddy Kyle Bourgeois, who met me in Laplace and helped me fuel up to get to this area to be in this situation. Thanks, Kyle.
Yeah, I should have to give you gas. And
then I'll be damned, somehow he volunteered and answered the call again to come out here. Of course, I was stuck on a sandbar out here in the open marsh after making the cut through Mardi Gras Pass. And it's been about 3 days where I've been setting anchors and positioning the boat, keeping it from blowing up over the marsh grass. And I finally got where I got enough movement. I moved about 300 yards, and high tide was about 3 a.m. this morning. So Kyle and I started setting the anchors, moving them, and pulling the ropes. Probably started about 10 o'clock last night. And we kept moving them and positioning them, and then I'd go back out, I'd wade out in the water and stomp on it in the water. We'd get the line real tight, hold the boat's position till the tide finally came in. I was able to get the motor back here bolted up. That way the motor would stop pinning in the ground, acting as an anchor. And finally we tied it up to the mud boat right here, and we gave it a pull, and it took. So Kyle started dropping anchor lines, and we started sailing down sailing into the bayou, and we had we tied a bunch of orange life jackets up to our ropes on the anchor line, so that way we knew we could toss them in the water and keep going, because there was no way we were coming back from them or pulling the anchors once we got moving. So we did that. We got into the bayou. It's at least 10 feet here. We're protected and sheltered. Now we went back. Sure enough, all of our life jackets were floating out there, which led to our ropes and our anchors. We got all of our anchors in. And then now what we've done is we tied the boat to the back, and that plate that had the motor bolted down or whatever, we put the trim arm back on the motor, and we got the plate back on the stern drive and bolted down. So now we've got an engine and I can run this boat. So we're going to run it, and then that way when the storm comes out, if the tide's up, I can try to run it through the marsh, or I can run it wherever I need to. So the boat should be operable. I wanted to get all that done prior to the storm, depending on what happens with it. So that's, I mean, it's a great night and success, but we haven't slept at all. I think I shut my eyes about 5 this morning for a few hours. It's probably about 10:30 now on Thursday. Again, I don't know what day. What you think? Is that about how it went? How you feel?
Yeah, I thought we were going to start working at 3, but we started working at 10. So we worked all night.
Here we are again, fellas.
Yeah, we're back.
Fourth, fifth time together.
Yep. Saving us, man.
The river is a strong bond. I'll tell you what. When you get out here in the wild, it's
For sure.
you got to hold to the people that you got.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
So we have 44 miles left, and the storm is coming in tonight, tomorrow, Saturday, and we knew we couldn't beat it.
What kind of storm? What we
It's a
got
hurricane. Hurricane Delta,
Class 4.
class 4 potentially.
They're calling for a 2 or 3. It's going to be a 4, though. I've been in hurricanes before.
It's gonna be
I
a
know
5
what I'm
or a
looking at
6.
here. It's a 4. It's gonna be
Oh
bad.
man, when were y'all supposed to be done? Like, what was y'all's time schedules, and how did y'all come about this storm? And
Ideally,
crap?
we'd be done today.
Yeah, we were
Yeah,
supposed
today
to be
was the
finishing
plan.
today, going into
And,
the Gulf. The winds
but-
are a little bit too strong.
The last 2 weeks, we've had a pretty hard headwind in our face, and our 50 to 60 mile days dropped to 30 to 40 and shoved us back. So we have 44 miles from this point to the end, to mile marker 0, and we knew that we would not be able to make that with the headwind and timing to get picked up from mile marker 0 to get back to Venice. So we have no option but to wait this storm out. On Sunday, hopefully, we'll get out there and finish this trip up. This guy's saving us once again, saving us and his boat. So he's killing it.
Killing 2
It
birds
kind of
with
went
one
hand in
stone.
hand.
So for this time, we were sitting in the tent Monday morning, and we got a message from Bradley asking what we were doing for the storm, if we had a safe place. At this point, we didn't know what we were doing. We were trying to get everything organized and figured out.
Didn't
went
even really know about the storm.
Yeah.
Hurricane party.
Yeah,
That's what they do down here.
that's it. Margaret and I had picked out a beach. We were trying to make all of our miles. We broke all our rules of driving through the night. We had to get to this point. This is the only point we could get on to get the boat to.
We had to push our distance tonight so we will be able to pick up our friend Harper tomorrow. And of course, our beach of choice made us push to after dark. This was because there are large sandbars at the other options.
We pull up. These guys are on it. It's their anniversary. We caught a fish. Just kind of that fate to bring us together there. And then we just kind of been passing and jockeying each other so many times before. And the fact that we were supposed to be done a week ago, and we came in and I got stuck in the marsh here. And when I checked on them, I was like, hey, if y'all need a place in New Orleans. And they're like, well, we really want to paddle. We want to get further down. We need to get our miles in because we got to be done. I was like, well, I've got my houseboat. You know, it's stuck out in the marsh. It's about off mile marker 44. I'm going to be out there getting it out and unstuck. I was like, I can't give y'all a ride anywhere else. Margaret may can pick you up, and I don't know about your gear. But if y'all want to paddle in, I can pick you up on the boat right there. We can take your gear in, and y'all can set it out on the boat and then ride it in with me once I get it unstuck. Because I was getting it unstuck, right? Like, I mean, they knew all this was going to happen. I mean, they weren't, you know, just coming and getting stuck with me for, which anyone that knows me is what, y'all had no idea what y'all may have been doing. So I was, as she said, I was clearly their only option. But here we are, everything's together. We're gonna go secure and tie this boat up real well for the hurricane. We're all being looked after right now, and it's pretty damn awesome, guys. I know y'all are gonna get the juice and the energy y'all need to finish this trip up. Hey, good luck on y'all trip.
Nice meeting you, Kyle.
Kyle needed to be back, and we knew we were going to have a weight issue, so it was also a good opportunity to go ahead and bring some gear before we brought all the crew and the canoes on our next ride out.
Woo! Here we go. Got him running, Hambo. What'd you say, Andrew? Woo! We're back in the bayou. Got the pirogues, I guess the canoes for them. We're running, got power, got Amber back here. We're going to secure it up for a hurricane now. Here we go. Here we go.
We found a dead-end canal that we felt would be a good place to secure the houseboat, and went to work putting a 6-point anchor tie that would allow the boat to rise and fall with the tide and twist with the wind as needed. While it's true I was helping them shelter for the hurricane, it was huge having their help to tie up the boat, especially since Andrew had his 50-ton master's captain's license and knew his way around ropes.
Lieutenant Dan! Hurricane Delta! Come on!
I'm on vacation.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, baby.
Oh yeah! She's golden. She's just happy not banging against the damn sand.
Getting safe from Hurricane Delta. I'm on vacation.
I want to make sure you guys see this shit. This is the Industrial Canal lock. This, if you notice the hour and 15-minute ride that we've had coming back, this is the lock in the cut at mile marker 92 on the Mississippi River that would have brought me home within 5 miles of my house. This right here, if you look, there's the Crescent City Connection Bridge. The Mississippi River is right here. We're riding into the bywater. The marina I was gonna go to was straight down here to the right a mile. So we would come straight through here. Right here. Right here. Right here. So we'd have gone there.
Damn, that's it right there. Huh?
That was it. And then the marina I was gonna pull out would have been a mile that way. And from this point, we'll be to my house in 10 minutes.
Wow.
But we all got to hang out on the houseboat together.
I'm glad it was.
I wouldn't change it for the world.
I know it. So if we want to go tip them or grease them a little bit too for giving this experience to us, we probably should pay them a little bit. That's pretty sweet of them.
Meanwhile, at home in Lakeview, the wind was starting to pick up, and I just found out some major news. Nothing like trying to keep a new pregnancy quiet and host our canoe friends. Hurricane Delta started tracking left, leaving our neck of the woods, or should I say bayou, safe. So much to be grateful for. Once the storm had safely passed us, we said farewell to our canoe friends so they could finish their journey from source to sea.
So right here I've got a map of the marsh. I always keep this in my hunting boat. My GPS has the same map in it. But for now, just kind of calculating, wanting to be able to see it. And so what I'm doing is I'm taking little slivers of electrical tape and I'm mapping a route through the middle of the marsh. From where the houseboat is to where I want to get the houseboat, because we're down an engine. We've got one engine running right now, so I really don't want to get back in the Mississippi River and deal with barges and things of that nature and try to come across open water. It's two things I don't want to do. Of course, the marsh, I've already been stuck in it once. It's not very promising cutting through it either, so it's not as great of an idea, but again, at least it's safe. You get stuck, you can get out. I'm going to go further into the marsh and stick with more bayous, rivers, and canals. That'll give me a better chance. Those are usually dredged a little bit more. But then also I'm going to launch my hunting boat at the end destination, and I'm going to take it and I'm going to run that same route to check all my depths and get an idea. So the idea is, this is Shell Beach and Hopedale, is to start up here and run down through all the bayous and canals. There's some seedy spots as you hit lakes. I don't know the depth, so I've got to go check that out. If the depths don't work, then this won't work, and I'll have to come back to the drawing board. But at least it's an option for now to kind of research and investigate. I've got a duck lease here, a fishing spot here, duck lease there. So I'm familiar with all of these, but of course my mud boat, if there's 10 inches of water, then I'm good. I need 4 feet of water with the drive bolted down. So I have no idea what's 4 feet of water versus 3 feet or 2 feet. So that's kind of what's hanging me up a good bit. So anyway, I'm going to watch, I'm going to look for height gauges along this route to see if I can already find and record what the heights are. Obviously I'm going to time up my tides and choose a window of when to make this trip. The wind, it looks like I've already lost all the tidal surge and everything from the wind. It's already kind of a west wind, which is pushing water back out. So that's not favorable either. But this is the game plan for now, is just to sit here and kind of put some routes through here. The boat is actually down here. It's off the map. This is the Mississippi River running all the way down. The boat's down here in Point Lahash. So the idea is to come up this canal. It runs the entire kind of length of the river. Get into these bayous, rivers here. Maybe take this bayou, get into River Ocean, take it back around. This is the Twin Canal. I'm not sure if it's going to work through a lot of these bays, so I may not be able to do that. I may have to keep routing, take some bayous back around. But this is the game plan. We'll see. So I'm hoping to launch my boat. It's probably going to take, at that speed, 3 or 4 hours to, record these depths, check these kind of susceptible spots through here. Once I have that, I'll know whether or not I can keep pushing the trip in the houseboat or not. So
We are headed back out to the marsh to find our boat and try and bring it in. And what day is it, babe? Oh, October 10th. It's a Saturday.
yeah, so the Hurricane Delta just came through. It hit Lake Charles again, unfortunately. Prayers to Lake Charles. But it should be minimal damage or issues with the houseboat. But we're going to go out and check it. Hopefully it's still there, tied up well and untouched. That's a big concern.
Yeah.
We tied it up in a random canal, so we don't know if someone's going to claim, trespassing on their property. People just know when it's out of place, want to check out, see what's on it, what's going on with it. So that's the big thing, is getting to it and checking. We're actually going to we're driving right now to Hopedale to launch the mud boat, so we can go ahead and test the route out for the houseboat. That way I can use the depth finder on the mud boat and kind of putt along and check these spots to ensure we can that we have a route to get through the marsh to get back into New Orleans.
We need about 4 feet to be able to take the houseboat.
Yeah, so if we run into too many hairy spots, then we're gonna have to start over. We'll just go check on the boat, stay out there a couple nights, and then maybe watch the wind and go around the Gulf. But with one engine, I really don't want to go back in the Mississippi River and be in that open water. But if that's what we have to do, that's what we have to do. But we'll see. That's why we're going out, trying it all out, see what options we have. We got Ponce with us too, so I mean, it's the whole
crew.
Yep, it's the OGs of the Mississippi River crew. We're picking up where we left off. It was just put a little pin in the trip. Trip's still going on, and we're all together. 3 best friends that anyone. What'd you say, buddy? Can you see him?
Yep. Hey, bud.
So there's the lock that we couldn't drive through. That would put us where we need to go. You can see it's clearly shut down and being worked on.
We pulled into the gas station and realized that we somehow managed to forget our credit card, so we lost an additional hour driving back, which caused us to launch out of Delacroix instead. sun went down well before our arrival, and I started getting nervous as all I could think about was how could I put my pregnant wife in this situation. It's amazing how quickly your perspective can change.
Watch out, I got lines everywhere supposedly. Probably gonna have to untie one of the middle lines so that we can get the boat in on it.